Hello, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to episode 18, I think we're up to now, of Aston Villa Raise the Holte. Now as you can see, since our last game, that wonderful revenge against Bristol City, things have continued on rather nicely. We hosted Fulham, got a nice 2-0 win over them, double by Scott Hogan. This was very comfortable. It was good to see Hogan get some goals, but it was, I think Fulham are bottom of the league and it was as comfortable as you would hope a game against them would be. Then we went to Tottenham. This was actually kind of disappointing, to be honest. Tottenham they didn't break us down. They had about 60% of the ball, but they never really looked like scoring, and the goal they did score in the 85th minute, we actually gifted them. It was a bit of a defensive stuff-up. And then you would not believe the Andre Green miss in stoppage time that could have won it for us. It was literally an open net, and he just put it wide. I just could not believe what I had seen. Then we hosted Southampton. We were the better team in this game, and we should have won by more, to be honest. But if Andre Green's miss was bad, Carlos Yule, he was in fine form. Missed another one-on-one. We have him training on placing shots. I don't know what to do. Maybe we should tell him to put his foot through it. Maybe he's overcomplicating things. Who knows? But Carlos Yule, fantastic player creatively. He cannot score a goal to save himself. So today we have the Cup double. We have Birmingham City away, and then of course we go to Man City away. If we have a look at our match preview here, we can see they're inconsistent in the Championship. Of course, they're a division below us where they belong. And our form has been absolutely amazing. And we're looking at it, it's been the defence, I think. We haven't conceded many goals. I think Golini has the equal most clean sheets with De Gea, I think. Both have 10 clean sheets. And that's really just been the key to our success, has just been not letting in goals. Because we, as we have seen, have missed quite a few. Now, the lineup we're going with here, I've had to rotate a lot more than I would have liked for a game against Birmingham City. The reason being, we just have so many games right now. You can see here, everybody is just at an increased injury risk, especially Richards and Hogan. But while the chances of those injuries aren't necessarily, it's not guaranteed, it's all match fatigue. Well, a lot of it is match fatigue, and I don't want to risk it, because we are sitting, if we look at the league, we're sitting in 6th. We're right in the run for Europe. We're only 5 points off the Champions League, and Bournemouth is in there right now. So I don't really want to risk injuries, and I honestly think that this team should be well and truly good enough to beat Birmingham City anyway, because this is probably a better team than we got promoted with last year. So we've got with Jose Zá in goal, Dimitri Mitchell, the left back we bought from Manchester United. He's at left back. We're going with Williams and Delat in the middle with Bree on the right. Sissoko in that half-back role, so he'll sort of drop back in between the centre-backs when we have the ball. Tishbola, we have quite a few injuries in central midfield, so we're going to give him a start as the box-to-box. Grealish, Rossi and Green up front, with Carlos Yule in this German word name, and Granche basically means he links the midfield and the attack. So I think that'll be a good role for him. Hopefully he will pass the ball and he won't get through on goal, because that's just going to be terrible for everybody involved. Okay, so this is how they are lining up, 2 up top. So I think I might change from control. I might look to go to counter. But anyway, let's get this set up here first. Okay, revenge. While I am just setting this up, what I just wanted to say quickly is I do have a very busy December coming up. Which unfortunately means I'm not going to be able to continue I've been trying to get a video out, if not every day, then sort of 6 out of the 7 days of the week. December, that's just not going to be possible. So what I'm going to look to do is to start pre-recording after today. So if you do leave comments and it doesn't look like I'm paying attention to them in the game, or if I'm not replying to the comments, it is just because my December is crazy. I do want to try and make sure there is new videos going up constantly for everybody. So I hope you do enjoy them, continue to enjoy them. Thank you so much for the support of actually watching them and liking the videos as well at the end. It does mean a lot. There's no words that, obviously, thank you doesn't sound enough. But yeah, for December it is going to be pre-recorded. I'm thinking maybe I'll try and do 3 a week. I'm thinking Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, something like that. So keep an eye out for them. Unfortunately, they're just not going to be as regular for the next month or so. But come the new year, we'll be back full swing. I have a couple of other ideas for save games as well, so we'll try and get those in as well. Oh, I really don't like tunnel interviews. Okay, the transfer window is open. We're in good shape. I have actually made a few signings, just more younger players for the future, but I'll have a look at that for you before the City game, maybe. As possible, so I'm happy with the squad as it is. We've sprung a few surprises. I've picked the team that gives us squad in a balanced fashion. He's just being rested. Giuseppe Rossi. I have complete faith in him. It's Derby Day. Let's see here. I don't know. My players will handle this one. A local derby mentality. I don't care. So yeah, like I have a few ideas for some save games. I'm thinking I would like to do MLS. I have in the past sucked at MLS, so I wouldn't mind giving that another go. I'm toying with maybe doing some streams on Twitch. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Benevento, who has lost every game so far this season, I'm wondering if that would be a decent challenge to see if we can either win a game or avoid relegation with them from Serie A. Anyway, yeah, leave me your thoughts and comments on what you think. We're going to have to clear that. Oh, luckily it's Birmingham, where they might have scored then. Okay, so let's give them a courage. But yeah, and I'm really happy with the league form that we have so far. Okay, what can Mitchell do? I didn't know if he could take free kicks. Delat. It's the worst set piece you will ever see. But luckily the goalkeeping was worse. So there we go. 1-0 to the good guys. Now Giuseppe Rossi has an injury. Bruised thigh. He needs to be subbed. Okay. We did actually get some offers for Giuseppe Rossi. Nothing considerable. I think the biggest one was maybe £1 million over the course of the next 3 lifetimes, mostly from MLS clubs, I think. So I decided against it. He is on low wages, and I think I'd rather have him as a squad player for the rest of the season than have that £1 million coming in for the next 3 seasons, and we're not going to really be able to do anything with that anyway. So we declined that offer, and he'll probably leave it at the end of the season anyway. I don't know that we necessarily need him and that he'll want to stay, but yeah, I think we can use him between now and the end of the year. Okay, so things are going okay. I mean, they're having a lot more shots. We are looking to counter-attack them though, because they do only have the 2 wingers that are wide, so ideally we would have had a little bit more of the ball, but this isn't too bad. But I don't think it's been great. So maybe a calm, not happy. Yeah, that's what they needed to hear. Do we look to control the game a little bit more now in the second half? I thought I put Hogan on. Obviously I did not. Yeah, well, we'll counter it for a little bit. See how they come out. See if they're going to come out and really give it to us, or if they're just going to resign themselves to their inevitable defeat. They're going to win now, I said that, aren't they? Okay, green in for Carlos Yil. Whatever you do, don't shoot. That's a red card, ref. So Sissoko's looking tired. We do have Whelan on the bench. Ideally, I would have played Will and rested Sissoko in this, but Sissoko's one game away from triggering the extra year on his contract, and there's a lot of clubs that are interested in signing him at the end of his current contract. So I'm not quite sure how that works if he agrees to him somewhere else and then triggers a clause with us to stay, and he has 2 valid contracts. I'm not sure how that works. Okay, what can we do from this corner? Carlos Yul knocks it in, near post, headed away unconvincingly as you would expect. Green, what's he got for us? Can he get to the byline, get the ball back in? It's a good cross. It's a goal for Joe! Against the team he was at loan on for whatever that phrase should be last season. Andre Green, what a ball across, and he's just unmarked in the middle. I mean, Carlos Yule would have missed, but I don't think anybody else could have missed that. Okay, let's give them a concentrate. And I think now is the time. Sissoko is dying out there, so we might need to take him off for Whelan. Whelan isn't really in that half-back position, so we'll play him as a ball-winning midfielder on defence. And that appearance now should mean that Sissoko is staying with us. But yeah, I don't really know what would happen if he signed for a French club and then triggered that clause for us, and he has 2 valid contracts, so that might crash the game, so we don't want to do that. Alright, what can we do? Can we win the ball up high up the pitch? Gardner to Junkovic, whatever his name is. Good tackle. Tish Bowler. I'm not quite sure what to make of him. I think he's maybe a decent squad player. He was on loan last season, so we couldn't use him in the championship when he probably would have been more useful. I think I don't think he's got a long-term future. He might be useful to keep around for cup games and as a sort of someone on the bench to rest. So, if we're winning a game, we need to give another of the midfielders a rest. We've got Bree out here, or we could just lose the ball. Bree is now horribly out of position, as he tends to be actually. He's not the best defensively, but he does get forward well. Alright, hold him up. They cross the ball. That's a decent pass. And Saar with the save. Delat clears. We may have just got away with one there. Can we make any other changes? Gilles and Green are tied. I don't want to risk an injury necessarily now and finding ourselves down to 10. Just go tighten up. Delat back to Saar. Saar clears. That should land on Keegan's head. Okay, Grealish, you got men outside you. Men outside you. Go yourself. It's a dirty lunge. Can we stop this counter-attack? Mitchell clears it beautifully to the feet of his opposite man, and it is a tap-in. I tell you what, Saar there, that was not good. Alright, let's just go and try and control this game, because this shouldn't be an issue right now. I mean, that is a terrible clearance. A little bit unlucky there, but I don't know what Saar's doing. What is that? Carlos Yulv's not having his best game. So Whelan leaping like a salmon. They're pouring forward. We are choking like mofos. Okay, so we'll bring Gilles off for Elphick, and then Williams, we can put him into midfield. Like so. I wonder if we can play him as a halfback actually. He should be able to drop in there fine, and then Tish Bowler in the centre. And this really shouldn't be a problem at this point. We've done enough to win the game. Alright, can we seal it? Corner comes in, it's cleared. Green. Now he should still have Grealish up there if he can find him. He can. What's Grealish got for us? A ball into the midriff of grounds. Okay. Header back from Delat. What's Adams doing? Get up, you dirty bastard. Okay, Wallace. This is okay. They're just passing it around. Can we win that header? Yes, we can. Tish Bowler. Can we spring the counter-attack out to Grealish? Could this be the counter-attack? Great ball out to Green. Can Green find Davis in the middle? He's got two men in the middle. He's going to run it out of play. Oh dear. That was poor. And now, of course, we've got Bree out of position again. It's not going to happen, is it? Oh, I tell you what. Let's just sit our fullbacks, shall we? No need to go bombing forward if Green is just going to run the ball out of play. Just relax, everybody. Just relax. They're rubbish. It's only Birmingham City, guys. Alright, Mitchell. Can he whip one into the head of a teammate? No. And it's a penalty. Is it a penalty? No, Delat. What's he done? Did anybody else see that? It's a time-wasting foul. Let's call it that. That should be it, ref. Blow it up. There it is. That's the win, boys, and we're into the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Not the most convincing performance, but it was effective. People have written off. How are we not the favourites for this game? We're fifth in the Premier League. People have written it off today, proved them wrong. Yeah, let's go with that. Carlos, you were poor. Just he came off injured. Who else was poor here? Grealish. Not good enough, son. Keenan Davis. Not good enough. That's about it. Everybody else was fine. Okay. Well, that's another win in the Birmingham Derby. Not our most convincing performance, but that will do nicely. So that will mean, if we go to the overview here, can we get it from the profile? There we go. We have Tottenham, and it's Liverpool or Arsenal versus Manchester United. So we're in with the big boys there. So what we'll do now is I'll quickly play through, and we'll come back here for the FA Cup third round away to Manchester City. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so welcome back. Now, before we get into the cup tie, just a few transfers that have happened. Was it the 5th of January? So in the 5 days since we opened the Premier League transfer window. Most of these here are for the future. We spent 1.7 million, rising to 2.8, I think it is, on Anel Ahmedhodzic. Sure. You can see here very good potential. You can see as a central defender, passing of 13, composure of 10. He's only 19. That there is potential here for a good ball-playing defender. So we've signed him. He's young. I'm really hoping that he's going to develop into someone who is going to be really a team leader. The one problem, obviously, you have here is that the determination is only 4. I may try and have Terry tutor him before he retires. Second, we see here we spent 375,000 on another defender, 18-year-old Ivorian. You can see here 18, but he's already jumping reach and strength is good, heading is good, as is marking and tackling. Again, potential to be a very good defender. The reason I signed him now is you can see he doesn't have a work permit. The way that I understand that the Brexit rules are going to work is that players that are already at the club aren't going to count towards the foreign player limit. So this was someone that I'd scouted and was keeping an eye on, but I figured I'll get him in now, and we can either loan him out I'll see if we can get him a club for the second half of the season, and if not, he's already at the club and he's not going to count as a foreign player the way I understand things to work. These next two are players that I think we will see this season. Matthew Virtue, we signed from Liverpool. You can see, what was it, 300,000? I think it's rising to 450, yeah. So you can see here, good little, well, not just a midfielder, a versatile player. He can play it right back, right wing if we need him to as well. Primarily, I think he will be playing in the centre though. Again, 21 years old, you can see he has really good potential. I think he's someone that could do well for us even this season, but in the future I think he's going to be a very useful squad player. You can see we're paying him $8,000 a week, so we're not paying him anywhere near as much as someone who has left the club and he will basically be replacing. Now this one, Jorgen Strand Larsen, had to sign him before I'd actually fully scouted him because Paris were interested, PSG. So I really just dove in to try and get him before it became impossible to do so. You can see 18 years old. Look at these stats. 18 finishing, jumping of 16, strength of 15, off the ball is already decent for an 18-year-old. This guy could become an absolute superstar of the club. He could be the next John Carew, maybe even better. I know that's a big statement, but I mean, look at this for an 18-year-old. You can see he's only valued at 725,000. We signed him for 1.2 million. Now, given that Paris were interested, I think he could prove to be an absolute bargain, and like I say, he could be an absolutely massive player for us going forward in this game. The two that have gone out and have actually meant that we have actually, I believe, made money so far in January. James Chester, he was annoying me. He wanted to play when he wasn't playing well. So we got rid of him. We got 4.2 million for him. We got his wages, which I think are well into the 30-40 grand a week off the wage bill. So he'll be a miss. He's someone that should have been more useful to us, but he wasn't playing well and then was complaining about not playing. The other one you can see here, Gary Gardner, 1.5 million going up to 2 million. He was on 25 grand a week. I would have happily kept him at the club, sort of played him as a squad player, but 25 grand a week. You can see we got Matthew Virtue to come in, essentially the same player, but more versatile than Gary Gardner, and he's only on 8 grand, whereas we were paying him 25. So this is a good guy. We've got some money for him. We've got him off the wage bill, and I'm really happy to have done so. So that takes us now to Manchester City. So you can see both in excellent form, but last time we played them, we got a little bit of a spanking. A lot of our success has been basically down to our defence. We've pretty much gone back to the full strength team here. We've got Wilson back up top. We had to go with Taylor because if you remember, Mings is injured for a couple more weeks yet. Elphick, Richards, Conti, Sissoko in the halfback role. The problem we have is, of course, Mile Jedinak has been called up to the Asian Cup, so we're without him for a month, which is really, really annoying. But you know, he's off representing Australia, I'm sure, with great pride. So we've gone with Whelan and Horahan in midfield. I'm tempted to drop Whelan back in a little bit more. I may do that as the game progresses. I haven't fully decided yet. Then we're going with Green on the left, Adobe on the right, and as I said, Wilson up top. So that's what we have. Let's hope that this works out for us. We have, as you can see there, Virtue on the bench. So if things are going well or going extremely badly, I can't see them going well. We're not going to be more than a goal up if we ever get to that position. But if things are going extremely badly, I may look to bring him on just to get his debut out of the way and sort of see what he has. Okay, so we're in high spirits. No, yeah, we'll go for the revenge option again. Though I just think we just maybe need to let that go and hope for the best here. I think the way we're going to approach this is we're going to look to counter them. I don't really see us going toe-to-toe with them ending well. But if you remember when we played them last time, I did have the two holding midfielders, deeper midfielders. I don't think I'm going to do that to start with. I think I'm going to try and be a little bit more ambitious, and that will probably come back to hurt us. Okay, more tunnel interviews. I really don't like these or really see what they add to the game. How do we rate our chances? I enjoy these matches. The players don't need any extra motivation. Yeah, sure. How much of a boost? We know it's the 22 players on the field. We'll go with that one differently. Yeah, so away to Manchester City. What could possibly go wrong? I think where our counter-attack may work a little bit better this time around is that we do have James Wilson. If you remember, he was injured at the start of the year, so we didn't have his pace up front on the counter. Defender already booked. Fantastic. So I think that could help us a little bit as well. I think, did we have Keenan Davis up front when we played him last time, or Hogan? I can't remember, to be honest, but certainly no one with the pace of James Wilson. Alright, are we gonna get a highlight? What's going on here? Okay, Wilson turns, looks up, finds Whelan, back to Green. He's found a teammate he has in Adobe straight to Gabriel Jesus. Oh, but Conte's won it back. Here we go. Wilson, can he find a teammate? Whelan holding the ball okay here. Horahan up to Green. Does Green have his fullback outside him? No, he doesn't. Can he pick someone out in the box? Wilson's there, but it's cut out by Otamendi. What's he doing defending? He's rubbish. Okay, Patrick Roberts. We know he is a superstar in the making. Jesus has the ball. Taylor is now horribly out of position, but he's won the ball. He's gave it back. Well done, Taylor. Sprint back to left back because that's where they're going to attack. Roberts out to Gundogan. Douglas Luiz, any relation to David, I wonder, and it's going to be, good block by Conte. Can we spring a counter? No, we can't. It's the end of the highlight, but this is okay. Alright, can we concentrate? It's okay, we've got 25 minutes in without conceding. We have a corner. Who do we have up there? I don't think we have much height. He's gone short to Adobe to Whelan. Can Whelan hit one? He's going to wait for the defence to get there. He tries to curl it. Not quite what we needed there. Horahan is our guy, isn't he, from the edge of the box? He can give one a whack. And look at that, we've got them nervous. One of them is nervous. Alright, what do we got here? Can we win this ball back? We can see, there's the difference. They'll go and score as soon as I say this, but we were really torn apart by City early on in the game, the season I should say, and you can see our defence, we are a lot better. That's sort of my default focus. We've been torn apart. Terrible effort. My default focus in pre-game preparation is being defensive positioning, and I think we can see that is paying off. Adoma's been error prone. Adoma is often, he's either brilliant or he's terrible, Adoma, isn't he? That's disappointing. Of all the ways to concede a goal to Manchester City, and it's cousin Douglas. Wilson marking that near post on the 6-yard box, just didn't attack it. Okay, well, 1-0 at half-time, that's not terrible. They haven't played particularly well, though, so maybe an assertive, I expect a better showing. Do we try and be more ambitious? I think we do. I think we'll probably pay for it. But we're a goal down, it's a cup tie. If we're going to lose, you might as well go down swinging. Alright, what's Adoma got? Adoma, nice conservative ball in field. Whelan, back to Horahan, back to Adoma. No, you could see him getting crowded out there. I wonder if we should try maybe pass a little bit more direct. And I don't think exploiting the flanks is a good idea. Yeah, see, not keeping the ball. We're not getting shots on target. It's all well and good to keep the score down, but we're not getting shots on target. Oh, okay, what do we got here? Conte throws it in. Beautiful for Lamar. Unbelievable. We can't even throw into ourselves. Alright, Cousin Douglas. Alright, early book. Wilson's on his heels. Come on, Wilson. That wasn't a bad option to get that forward, because look how high up they are too. Alright, can we nick that? No. We're leaving a man out there really open. Alright, Lamar, get in front of him. He's not going to score if he shoots like that. Okay. We're going to give Virtue a debut because Whelan is not playing well and he's on a yellow card. Let's try him in the Mazzala. See how that works. Anything else we could look to change here? Maybe get him on attack. Can we get Adobe on attack? And we'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we may look to take Wilson off and bring on maybe Keenan Davis, sort of a more physical presence up there. Or maybe we go 2 up top. That's really ambitious. So maybe with 10 minutes to go, if we're still within a chance, we'll have a go for it. Though to be honest, given our injuries and international calls, here we go. Can Adobe hit it on? Oh, post! Oh, I can't believe it. Alright, we've got the corner. Can we get anything from the corner? We've gone short to Adoma. Adoma knocks it to the back post. Wilson is never going to win that header. Go on, Virtue. There we go. Can he hold on to the ball? Keeps it back to Conti. Conti to Sissoko, and that's the end of the highlight. Oh, I can't believe that. So Taylor's playing rubbish again. I think we'll try and get rid of him at the end of the year. I think we have a good player right now in Mings. And alright, let's bring Mitchell on. If we're going to go for it, then we'll go for it. Do we take maybe Horahan off and go 2 up top? No, we'll take Sissoko. We'll go for it. We'll really go for this. We might need to be a little bit more conservative with Virtue. We'll play him as a defensive midfielder. Yeah, we'll do that and we'll get our fullbacks forward. At this point, we really have nothing to lose. I wonder if we diamond up. Maybe not a proper diamond. Maybe we'll do that. And get him on box to box. Sure. Okay, come on, Villa. Well, it's certainly been a lot better than the 3-0 that we copped earlier on in the season. Well, poor men forward. Push forward. Can we nick something? Come on, no, anything, just a highlight. Give us another chance. You just wonder what could have... Doma, if that had just... I feel like we hit the post a lot. I mean, you would never say that was a clear-cut chance. But... it was so close. Are they going to put us to bed here, make it look a lot more comfortable? Or can we nick that? No, we can't. That's full time. Well, the FA Cup run hasn't lasted quite as long as the Carabao Cup, but, I mean, let's face it, we'd probably rather a semi-final than this anyway. So a calm... You gave it everything. The guys we took off weren't brilliant. Taylor again, just rubbish. The problem is that Dimitri Mitchell is not really ready for first team football yet. He's still young and he has the potential, I think, to be quite good for us. He has the pace to be a very good attacking fullback, but I think as much as anything we don't have the midfield around him and the defenders around him that can allow him to go forward. So it's a little bit disappointing way to end the episode, but if only Adobe could have just inches lower. But anyway, so that's it for this episode. What we'll do now is we'll play through, probably come back, we'll have to come back for the Carabao Cup, won't we? And City again. Do we really want to see City again? What we might do then is, what if we come back and we'll do the Carabao Cup. We might skip the City game. We'll just do Carabao Cup first and second legs. So that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the Birmingham City win. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, maybe give me a thumbs up anyway. And if you are new, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Aussie Villain, and we'll catch you next time.